What's up, everybody? Tracy Fant,
LaPortia,
two Brown Chicks, mother-daughter duo. And today we have an exclusive interview with Mr. Casino Roulette. Now, has it been a month? How long has it been? Like, when did the accident happen?
June the 2nd.
Okay, so on June 2nd, I was just online scrolling through different websites, and I noticed an article on TMZ that was talking about a fatal car accident that took place in Miami. It mentioned Lil Scrappy, and as I read down in the headline, I saw his name, and I was like, man, like I know that guy. And so he is an independent artist here in Spartanburg, Boiling Springs, South Carolina.
South Carolina.
Yeah, he's originally from South Carolina, but you travel all over the place.
Yeah, from Union, South Carolina, but I'm originally from Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay. And so you've been doing it big, and a couple of weeks before that happened, Scrappy was actually here, right? You all had an event at a club.
Yeah, down in Union, South Carolina, and Veterans Building. I had brought it up, just for a good gathering for the city.
Mm-hmm. And so, was that pretty good?
I mean, could have been better, but I guess. People sometimes slip on the blessing in the beginning, but now I guarantee they wish they would have showed my love.
Yeah, because you and Scrappy, you pretty tight.
Oh yeah, that's my little brother.
So that night, and I'm gonna let LaPortia ask you some questions too, because I know she kind of did some research on this thing.
Right, so I know you just released a single that's pretty much in regards to like all the trauma you've been through. I know you've been shot before. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, unfortunately, I was shot 6 times. It was supposed to be 7, but the 7th bullet didn't go in. It fell in my lap. 6 went in, and by the grace of God, I survived.
Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. Okay, that's amazing. Yeah, I listened to it, and it's really deep. It's really deep. I know before you had a record called Lotto before. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was a really big hit, right?
Yes. Okay. It did real good, featuring my partner Jess K from Charlotte, North Carolina.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So what do you got coming up in regards to, is Miami Nights like going to be on a mixtape that you got coming, or what do you got coming?
Well, actually, I'm using Miami Nights, the song, as a tool to reach a younger demographic, but I'm using my story and my testimony to reach my peers. You know what I mean?
Gotcha. Okay. I noticed that you have like a passion for like helping the youth and with like police brutality and things like that. Are you still involved with like motivational speaking with that and stuff like that?
Yeah, absolutely. Due to my tumultuous upbringing, you know what I mean? Like I feel as if I could relate to the youth that's actually being shut out by society. So yes, according to this minor setback, you know what I mean, like it's going to be a minute before I can get back to the podium and do my motivational speaking, but I'm definitely passionate about it, and I'm definitely going to pick the torch back up when it's the appropriate time for it.
Right, because you were homeless as well, right?
Yes, absolutely. Me, my 2 brothers, and my mother. Shout out my mom, Annie Brown, love you, babe.
So take us back to that night in Miami. You guys had an. At a club, and I saw some of the live stream with that. You guys were having a great time. So do you remember anything? Like, do you remember anything about that night?
Oh yeah, I remember the whole night. I mean, I remember it all. You know what I mean? Sometimes I dream about it. It's hard to escape that thought. You know what I mean?
Wow. And so tell us about the trauma. You're a trauma survivor. And from what LaPortia said, you've been shot 6 times. You're almost like Tupac, almost. You know what I'm saying? So, being a trauma survivor, what? Because you were injured a lot worse than Scrappy.
Yeah, Scrap. He just had a crushed foot. But, I had 4 cracked ribs, long contusions. All my organs on my inside was beat up and bruised. They say I had 2 tears to my large intestines, as well as my large intestine ripped from my bowels. So I had to have, that night, I had to have 2 major surgeries that night. So for the first 2 days of that hospital visit, I was in a drug-induced coma, Wow.
And so when you left the club, do you remember what happened? Like, Did you run off do you remember anything about it?
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's.
I mean, if you can talk about it, because I know there could be some legalities to it, so I don't want you to go in too much detail, but I mean, you know, just having the time of your life, because you're really in the prime of your life, the prime of your career, you know, hanging out with celebrities, doing your thing, and then all of a sudden this happens. So when you wake up from the coma, like what are you thinking?
I'm actually thinking like, I don't know what I'm thinking at that moment, you know what I mean? Like I'm just really trying to gather my thoughts and trying to figure out like how did that happen, you know? Even though I was conscious through the whole contact, impact, however you want to call it, accident, I was still trying to figure out laying in that hospital bed, like, man, how did this happen? You know what I mean? Something unexpected ends up like this, you know what I mean?
And so in your song, Miami Nights, like my daughter said, it's pretty deep. What do you want people to take from that? What do you want them to get? You know what I'm saying? 'Cause it's real life. So what do you want people to, when they listen to it, what do you want them to take?
I want them to understand that no matter what you go through, you can survive. You know what I mean? Like, it might be hard, it might be, you know, something that you can't come back from, but you can, you know?
Okay. So, do you have like a long journey ahead? I know you said you may have to sit out for a while. How are you feeling about your journey that you have ahead again?
I mean, it's one day at a time. As of right now, you know, like I just had another surgery last week.
Right.
So I'm healing from that, and I'm still healing from, you know, the first complications from the accident. So it's a long road ahead, but nonetheless, I'm dealing with it, and I'm coming along faster and better than what the doctors thought. You know what I mean? So with the grace of God, you know.
Great, okay.
But I wanted to get back to what she was asking about. Do I remember anything from that night?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I remember the whole thing. Like I said, tying everything to what you were saying. You asked, was we having an event in South Carolina? Yeah, we had an event from Union to here. You know what I mean? Which is my home. From my home, we drove to Atlanta. You know what I mean? And well, not we, but I drove from Union to my home, from my home to Atlanta. Then we get to Atlanta, Scrap started driving from Atlanta to Miami. You know, partially to Miami is when I started driving. I drive for maybe probably about like 2 hours, maybe 3 hours, and then he drives the rest of the way. Anybody know from Atlanta to Miami is like 8-10 hours, you know what I mean, depending on the traffic. So, you know, to say from South Carolina to Atlanta and then from Atlanta to Miami, that's a lot of driving.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and what people don't understand is that your body get tired. What happened was we was driving and we get to Miami, we get to the condo. I mean, you know, we get refreshed and, you know, shower, get ourselves together and get ready for that night.
Right.
Well, we had an invite to come to King of Diamond from Disco Rick. So we go to King of Diamond. Like you said, you see the video from King of Diamond. We had a good time, you know, me and my bro, you know, like we celebrating the fact of we had plans to do something other than what took place that night. You know what I mean? So we celebrating, having a good time, and we decided we was getting ready to turn it in for the night. So we dap everybody up and we leave the club. When we leave the club, we get in the car. And you know, it's crazy because you can go to sleep for the moment and not even know that you're asleep.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? So as we were riding, you know, I guess I went to sleep for a moment, you know, but I woke up. And when I woke up, I see the car going this way. So I look at Scrappy and he's asleep.
Oh, wow.
You know, so I wake him up, bro. When I wake him up, he look at me and instead of hitting the brake, he hit the gas.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
So you hit it at full impact.
Yeah, and because I'm looking at him and then I look and I'm getting ready to do like this, but something told me don't do that. So I move my hand back and then we hit. So when we hit, It reminded me kind of like the movie Ghost with Patrick Swayze and Whoopi Goldberg. Like at that moment, I didn't know what, you know what I mean? I jump out the car and I'm doing like this. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. I'm patting my body because I'm trying to make sure I'm still here. You know what I mean? So when I realized that I'm still here, that's when it hit me. Look in the car. When I look in the car, Scrap still in his seatbelt and he bloody in his face. So I see the car smoking. I go around to the driver's side and I'm like, bro, you got to get out. I'm trying to pull the seatbelt, but the seatbelt won't come out. You know what I'm saying? Won't come unbuckled. So I'm like, bro, I'm trying to, he like, what, man? I'm like, bro, wake up, man, the car's smoking. You got to get out of here. You got to get out of here. So I'm trying to pull him. He like, huh? So I go back around to the passenger side, and I can't see on the inside, so I don't see how to unbuckle it. You know what I mean? So I come back around to the driver's side. I say, bro, you got to get out. The car is smoking. By the time I come around to the driver's side, he falling out of the car. You know what I mean? So when he get out of the car, he was like, bro, help me up, bro, help me up. By this time, another car is coming down the road and he hit the debris that's in the road from the car. So they stopped in the road and they was like, did that just happen? And I was like, yeah. So what you hear in the beginning of Miami Nights is the 911 call from that person who hit the debris in the road. So they tell them that they see me because I was trying to pick Scrap up off the ground and I was hollering at them at the same time. So when I tried to pick him up off the ground, it was just so much pain came to me. I let him go, and I dropped to the ground, and I fell to the ground, clutching my stomach, because that's what they say. He fell to the ground. That's what the caller is saying. They're talking about me because they see me when I'm trying to pull bro out the car. So I tried to pick him up, and I couldn't, and I collapsed. As I laid down on the ground, I'm blacking out at that moment. You know what I mean? Like, so when I wake up, I see people standing over me. So when I see people standing over me, I ask them, anybody got a cell phone? So when I asked them, did anybody have a cell phone? The little dude, he gave me his cell phone. And come to find out, the little dude was Cuban. And he really didn't speak a lot of English. You know what I mean? So, but he gave me the phone. When he gave me the phone, I called home. You know, I couldn't get nobody here at the house. So I hung up the phone again and I passed out. And when I passed out again, I passed out on top of his phone. So when I come through again, he waking me up. He asking me, he like, yo, you threw the phone? He like, you got phone? You got phone? And I realized, and I look at Scrap over to the side of me moaning. So when he asked for the phone, I took the phone off from under me again, and I tried to make a phone call. Couldn't get my wife on the phone again. So by this time, I hand him the phone. When I hand him the phone, I pass out again. When I wake up this time, it's the paramedics asking me to roll over. When they asking me to roll over, they asking me my name, you know, like, do I know what happened, things of that nature. So then by this time, you know, the police, they asking the same thing. I black out again. When I come through again, I'm in the ambulance. And when I'm in the ambulance, I black out again. When I wake up again, I'm in the emergency room, and the nurse is screaming, asking me why did they bring me to the emergency room when they should have took me to trauma. So he was like, the paramedic guy, he didn't think nothing was wrong with me. He was like, well, he was, they said that he got out of the car and he was walking around. So the woman was like, but that don't mean nothing. He got trauma. He got trauma damage. So then she told them to bring the x-ray machine in. So when they brought the x-ray machine in, and they done the x-ray on me, that's when she just got irate, you know, like she was cutting my clothes off and everything, cutting my jewelry and everything.
So was everything was internal? Or?
Yeah, all my injury was internal. When she did the when they did the x-ray, they saw the blood was filling up in my stomach, they said, from the gripping of my intestines and my bowels. So they had to do the emergency surgery right then. So the emergency surgery lasted like 2 hours. But it was such a bad surgery, like I say, I stayed unconscious for like 2 days.
Wow, 2 days.
Yeah, so that's incredible.
Right, I'm speechless.
I mean, seriously, I mean, it's like, I'm glad that we're here with you and I'm glad you're here with us. Because I didn't know, like I said, I didn't feel like your story got enough press. I didn't feel like it got enough coverage. I know that, Scrap, he has a name and everything. But with everything that you went through, and then besides that, you basically saved his life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, and so, that's why, we felt it was so important for us to do this exclusive interview with you. And I appreciate that you're giving us the time because you're still in a lot of pain and, you're going through a lot, but you gave us the opportunity to sit here with you. And so, I definitely look forward to doing more interviews with you and following the rest of your career path. What makes this song different than your past music?
What makes it different is that I almost died to make this song. You know what I mean? Which means that it could be my last song. You know what I mean? Because since this whole ordeal, I kind of lost the passion for the music. Because now that I've been through what I've been through, not just this accident, but like you say, the shooting and things of that nature.
Right.
I see life from a different perspective. You know what I mean? Like, I see that there's more to live for. When I was doing my music, like you say, I'm everywhere, But in the process of me being everywhere, I'm not at the place that I need to be, which is at home.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? Like I got kids, I got grandkids, you know what I mean? So I need to be instrumental and influential in their lives as well. So Miami Nights is a description of what happened that night and a transition from being that person to who I am now.
Wow. And sometimes, and this is what I've learned in the past year, God will move things, you know what I'm saying? The things that you thought that you needed in your way, He'll move them out of the way.
Right.
And make you see the bigger picture and the broader view. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes we're running towards that whatever we're chasing, we're not thinking about the people we're leaving behind.
Right.
And so, I'm always thankful for the opportunity that I have to spend time, even doing the show with my daughter, you know what I'm saying? Having my grandkids here with us, they're making noise, they're playing, but it makes me realize how blessed I am. They're not a nuisance to me because I'm like, you know what? Like, it could be different.
Right.
Like, life changes at the drop of a hat. And the mere fact that you almost lost your life on a night that was one of the most successful nights of your career, basically. One of the most, not the most, but one of the most, because you're traveling, you're doing a country boy from Union. You know what I'm saying? Stepping out and doing what a lot of people are afraid to do. And then all of a sudden, you hit that, what others may view as a dead end, but for you, it was a fresh start. And so, every time I hear stories like yours, I think about, where I was several years ago. And how I always thought that, dang, you know what? I need to go to work. I need to drive a nice car. I need to chase this dollar. And then I look back at my kids, and I'm like, dang, like, how did you get 27? How did you get to be 27?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then I look at my grandkids, like, man, I got all these little people around me. I missed a lot. And so, I appreciate the fact that you said that, because we do really have to take the opportunity to look at life in a totally different way than what we've been looking at it. A lot of people get up, chase the bag, get the bag. But you already have the bag. Like, you possess everything that you need, your inner being, you possess all that. So I told a pastor today I was talking to, even on my brokest day, I feel wealthy. Because I know what I'm surrounded by. You know what I'm saying? On my brokest day, I feel wealthy because I know that in my mind, even if my pocket's empty, I'm still moving. I'm still doing it. And I'm still surrounded by my family and people that love me. And so, the mere fact that, man, what you said was, that it triggered something in me. Because sometimes we think we're in this thing by ourselves. Like, I'm sure you laying in the hospital bed and, your fans and people reaching out to you, and you still had a moment where you was like, damn, like, what am I going to do now? You know what I'm saying? At the height of your career.
Right.
So what message can you give to some of the young people that's watching, even the independent artists out there that feel like giving up or feel like, you know what, if I can just make this one last, I want to make it. What message can you give to them?
Well, always put God first. You know what I mean? Because in life, and especially the entertainment industry, you're going to deal with a lot of wicked people. you know, and if you're not prayed up and covered, you're gonna get taken, you know what I mean? You're gonna get what you don't want to happen, you know what I mean? So you gotta stay prayed up and stay covered, you know? That's my main thing. You know, like what I want to do now from this point, you know, is more like a transition. Like I want to be vocal. I want to be vocal for the people who's been through traumas. You know what I mean? Like I want to take my platform now, and I want to, you know, reach out to those that may have been through what I've been through, or something different, but yet still it's a trauma. You know what I mean? I want to help those that's less fortunate. Like right now, we're having a situation with domestic violence. You got a lot of men that's killing their partner, and you know, and the reason for that is because they don't know how to get rid of that anger.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like they don't know how to just let go. You know what I mean? And it's to a point now to where we as men, we got to stop talking like the little kids beside us. We got to stop trying to blend in with them, because kids can't teach adults. Adults got to teach the kids.
Right.
So I want to, you know, like I said, when you asked me about Miami Nights, use it as a tool to reach the youth, because a lot of kids are infatuated with this rap music. A lot of kids, they want to be the next rapper, but they not even concentrating on getting an education. You know what I mean? So the fundamentals of life has been taken out. Exactly. So I want to take my platform now and reinstill those fundamentals. You know what I mean? Like, I remember when I was going to school, they used to have people coming in and talking on what you want to be when you grow up. You know what I mean? Like what you want to be in the future. They had firemen coming in, they had doctors, they had lawyers, they had the regular common person. But now they got entertainers coming in, and that gives the kids the aspiration of thinking that that's the only thing that they can be. You know what I mean? So I want to get kids to understand, like, it's cool to be a regular dude. You don't have to be gangster. You don't have to chase a bag. You know what I mean? Because if you really go hard in the paint at your job, you know what I mean? Working those 8 hours, those 10 hours, those 12 hours, you can make the same thing a rapper make. Because the misconception of what people think is that every rapper is paid. Every rapper is not rich. You know what I mean? Some people make more than a rapper at that 8 hour, at that 10 hour, at that 12-hour job. But it's just that the rapper know how to lie and make it look good. But we got to stop living a lie and get back to dealing with the truth. And that's the reason why people run to these drugs and things of that nature, because reality is scary. You know what I mean? Like, going through what I've been through now, I understand now that people need help, you know what I mean? And not just kids, but adults, people, you know what I mean, in general. And that's what I want to do. I want to be able to bridge that gap, because I see what's lacking, and now I feel like I have the ability, I feel like I have a platform, and I feel like I have the opportunity to do what's right, you know.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's amazing that you're going to use your platform, you know, to reach out. You're going to use it for good.
But see, here's the thing. Good don't always get the publicity. You know what I mean? Like, I've talked to a lot of what's called accomplished and successful entertainers, and they say the reason why they don't do inspirational, or the reason why they don't do outreach and things of that nature, is because it don't get the publicity as doing something ratchet or something negative. You know what I mean? So people continue to do what they've been doing, but I feel as if now people want to change. You know what I mean? Like, people are looking for something other than the norm. You know?
Time.
Right. So, and I feel as if I can be that person. So I'm trying to be it. You know.
That's amazing. Well, I think you're gonna do a phenomenal job. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I followed you for a long time, and in your career, you've had some down points, but you've had a lot of up as well. But the thing I admire about you is that you don't just spotlight the up. You see what I'm saying? You don't just be like, look at me, look at me. When you have a downtime, you put that out there. And also on your page, you have a lot of inspirational things as well. And so I see your growth as an artist, but also as a man. You know, the things that you've done and you've accomplished and you've achieved. And so, you know, like I said, I appreciate you giving us this time, you know, for this interview. And I'm gonna hold you to something. So he said that when he started feeling better, we're gonna do one with him and Scrap.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
Wrestle gang?
Yeah. Hands-on, Wrestle Gang, GGC.
And so how can somebody get one of these trauma survivor shirts?
The way, and I'm glad you asked. Shout out to all my trauma survivors. You know what I mean? Like, we making these shirts now. You know, whatever color, whatever size you need. All you got to do is just hit my inbox, DM on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter, whatever. Hit my DM, hit my inbox, and leave your email address, leave your size, leave your color that you want, and I'm gonna send you an invoice for the shirt as well as the shipping and handling charges, and we're gonna get them out to you.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Well, we appreciate you giving 2 Brown Chicks an exclusive interview. Portia, what you think? What you Casino?
It's amazing. It's amazing. Yeah, definitely. With all the research I've seen, I even see your growth. You know, even in your music, even before you went through this, you were already, you know, growing, and this definitely elevated you. That's amazing.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
We appreciate you, and I'm glad you survived. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad you're a trauma survivor, and you know, and I'm thankful for you and your testimony and your ministry, because that's what it's becoming.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? It's coming full circle now. So you know I'm gonna be following you. If I see you put some crazy stuff on Facebook, I'm like, hey,
Oh, no.
hey, you know what I'm saying?
We gotta worry about that. I'm not gonna do nothing crazy.
But you look out for Casino Roulette. His Miami Nights. When is it released?
It's released today.
Oh, so happy birthday
today
too.
My birthday.
That's
Thank
right.
you. Thank
Happy
you.
birthday.
So I
Happy
need y'all to
birthday.
stream, download, tell a friend to share it, you know, whatever. But just go and check out the Miami Night. It's a detailed song about what happened with me and Scrappy, you know, that night in Miami, that near fatal night. So, you know what I mean? Like y'all heard the story being on TNT, different radio stations. And we get ready to hit the radio, hit the road, me and Scrappy, different radio stations to be able to tell their story to different people at different places, whoever want to
Oh
hear
man, so
it.
we got it first though?
Yeah, you get it first.
That's what's
You
up.
got it
That's
first.
what's up.
This will be exclusive, you know what I mean? So stay tuned. Trauma Survivor, it's the movement, you know what I mean? It's the new thing, so y'all stay on the lookout.
All right, thank you guys for watching, and checking us out as well. 2 Brown Chicks, mother-daughter duo, Tracy Fant,
Portia.
and you know, I guess we're out, right? Is that
Yeah.
a wrap or what? That's a wrap. Hey, and I want to tell you guys, you want to be on the show? Hit me up. You see what we're doing, right? We're doing big things. We're doing it differently. You know, we're making a lot of moves, but we're doing it to where we're giving the community something that they can watch, something that they can enjoy, something they can show their kids and they can buy into as well. And so if you're a business owner, if you're an independent artist, if you are what portion doing some things in the community, or just an everyday person that just want to sit down with us and you know hit it, chat it up.
Anybody trying to level up?
Anybody? Oh, I like that. Can that be our new thing, or is that somebody got that already? Somebody own that saying. If you trying to level up, you see what I'm saying? I like that. I'm getting with the lingo.
It's kinda
hanging around my kids and stuff.
Yeah.
So if you want to level up, hit up 2 Brown Chicks, Tracy Fant, LaPortia Sermon, and my men right here on the cameras and everything. Casino, we appreciate you.
Thank y'all. Thank you.
All
Hey,
right.
can I say something?
Yeah, definitely.
All y'all independent artists, you know what I mean? Like if you got music and y'all trying to do something, y'all hit me, hit Tracy, you know what I'm saying? And if you got something that's constructive, something not destructive, something that's constructive, you know, that's gonna help change the game, not be the next whoever already there that's winning, but be yourself. If you got something that's good and we can actually promote, send it. Let's see what you got. You know what I mean? And if I can help, I will. But understand, in order to get something, you gotta have something. So let's see what we can do.
I like
Trauma
it.
survivor.
That's what's up. We out.